families. Am I right? There's some people who like Family Guys. There's some people who like Family Women. We're in a bit of a middle. We're family men. And we're going to be talking about families today. Obviously, on your screen in a second will be the pan sauce. I had a chicken roll for breakfast. That's why I'm like granddad, just
Very healthy.
very healthy, you know. I am 20. I'm gonna die at 25. I'm hopefully to live to 27, so I can join the 27 club. Very exclusive club, very demure. So yeah, this is obviously talking about families. Right now on your screen you will see Finney. I don't know the other guy. Ash, Sucky, Kira, Ash, Sucky. Well, Ash is on my screen here. There he is. Hello, Ash.
Fantastic.
Ash,
Great one.
Sucky, Nish, Ravi. I love how Ravi's in a fucking like jacket, and they're all and like Finney's in like a tracksuit. Everyone else is like dressed up like formal. So this looks like
I mean, that's just how they dress, right?
no, but this looks
Ravi's never wearing a suit. He's too buff for a suit.
yeah, but this looks like us going to a funeral. Like me and you, you're like in formal gear. You're like Nish in a suit. I just showing up in a pair of trackies and a jumper. Like hello, but yeah,
I think it's quite bold to say that the fucking Panasars is your favorite family in EastEnders. I'll be real with you, because they're all gone, and this isn't even the whole family. Kira, fucking Jags isn't here. He's not fucking here, is he? Neither's Habiba with Jags's baby. Nah, there's no one there.
we couldn't afford
No one in the
Jags.
Panasars have settled down with anyone, really. None of them have had any kids. Obviously, it's a sore point for the subreddit. I don't want women to be baby maker machines. Great, they're not though, are they? It's just a natural thing that happens. Pregnancy's natural, it happens. Fucking it's a bold choice to say that the Panasars are your favourite family. As like we said, Kirat's gone. He's spending life in prison for a murder he didn't commit. Vinny is going to die. Ash is gone in Canada, so it just is gonna leave Suki, Nish, and Ravi, and Nish is dying too. Like, or he's going to prison again. I don't know which one. Speculation, not spoilers. But fucking, it's a very bold choice. And now time to say my favorite family. That is the Knights. That's untrue. I'm taking the piss. Just trying to temper the fate. Who is your favorite family? I gotta figure out who is mine.
Well, I talked about him enough, so it has to be the Watts. Like,
yeah, fair enough.
Because
it's not even that much of a family, though. That's the wild bit.
I mean, it's Dan, Angie, Sharon, Danny, Derek, no, Danny again, Albie, technically.
Yeah, I guess.
I know they're not.
Yeah, but through time, it's not. Yeah, but it was never the biggest family. I do get what you mean there.
Yeah. Technically, I know Albie, Denny, and Denny are not really part of
like Albie, Dennis, and Denny. There we are.
Yeah, I know they're not technically a part of the family at the same time, but they are, because Shannon's biological dad is on the show sometimes. I think he's dead now, but still.
Yeah, Gavin's dead.
I was gonna say his name's Wilmot Brown, but it's not.
No, that's another old bastard. Who's my favorite family? I mean, it's got to be between. It's got to be between the Mitchells. The Mitchells are up there, you know. So many iconic characters: Phil, Ronnie, Roxy, Peggy, fucking Grant to some extent. Even Ben was my favorite character for a long period of time. Even Louise, her stuff with Bex, the fucking Keanu stuff, all of Phil's wives, the Stella storyline. I mean, the Mitchells have been front and center of the show for years, and it's a pretty reasonable way to suggest that they are synonymous with the show. Um, Having watched a lot of these Christmases during the mid 2010s, the Carters are relatively climbing up. But I don't know. I think it's also got to be between. I like it when the Beale family has another family like within. Like at the start, you had the Beales and you had the Fowlers, who were basically one. And now to kind of reinvigorate that sort of magic, they have the Beale Knights, which are also a very fun recent addition to the show. I think it's a cool one. I do enjoy it.
Also,
That's what I'd have to say.
bringing up the Mitchells, guys, obviously we have to do stuff for the Twitch, so we also have to look at remixes and stuff. Twitch.tv/Watching Walford. So yeah, I got reminded of one of the fucking early remixes I've seen, which is Phil absolutely twatting Child Ben. Now I should say Steve McFadden did not actually hit the Child Ben Mitchell, Charlie Jones.
It's all acting.
It was all acting. I hope. Fucking.
Like how we have to stress that it's acting in a TV show with actors.
I just imagine Charlie Jones going home like from his day of work with his little school bag, and he's like, "Oh, why do you have a black eye, Charlie?" No reason.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it. Steve standing outside with a bat, like, "Don't you fucking dare, son." But I get reminded of that every so often.
Not a joke. It's all about fake abuse. It's not. None of it's real.
Yeah, it's not real because he's a child. I guess I'll read on.
I suppose do you have any other favorite families?
I guess the Mitchells are up there. You have Grant and Phil, and I get reminded of that kung fu fighting one. It's always so good. Yeah, the Knights.
I do love the Knights. I love Elaine.
Elaine.
Exactly. It's every time. It has to be done. Yeah, it's one of those things where you do need those main. Obviously, I feel like as much as I've been shitting on the Panasars, obviously Suki has been established as a character in the long run. Like, I feel like she has a contract for wherever the fuck long she wants. You know, if she wants to stay, she's set. She is an iconic EastEnders now. She's gotten all the storylines. She's had the major fucking bits of screen time. She has established herself in the long run as a long-term EastEnders character. And that's kind of a thing where with these families, I was having this interesting conversation with one of my brothers the other day, and he was trying to say that like the soaps haven't really made that generational shift. Where let's say that how do I word this? You know, the familiar characters from the start, they're not gone yet. So imagining a world without like Sharon or Ian or Phil, you know, would it make it? And, you know, from like an outsider, it makes a bit of sense. But I also went, yeah, but there's only like 2 characters from the 80s. There's not that many characters from the 90s. And they're constantly making new characters all the time. And obviously I went Stacey. Stacey was established in the 2000s, has become an iconic character. It's Bianca, established in the 90s, became an iconic character.
I mean, I do understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, what will the show look like when Sharon, Ian, and Phil are all dead? Because I compare it again. Sorry, wrestling coming up, like where you want your familiar faces in it, or that you're not watching. And if you like tune out in 2015, and suddenly you hear Phil Mitchell is dead, so you are a bit intrigued that your favorite character is now dead in the show.
Yeah.
Would you come back?
The actual example would be Dot, right?
Yeah.
You kind of phased in and out the show, but you heard that the funeral was happening, and like, fuck it, let's get this watched.
Actually, telling a bit of a lie, I watched it at the start of 2022 with Gray Atkins, because he was a sexy man. But I did get back into it at the end, and that's why I had a soft spot for Reese before. Obviously, he allegedly killed his girlfriend. Allegedly.
Which he did do.
He didn't do it. There's no proof. We have no proof. And he's going to write a book to say if he did do it,
But yeah, it's that interesting point. Like, what would it be like with all the main characters dead? But I still argue that they are making like the iconic characters all the time. Like, Linda was maybe not everybody's, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but she was one of the least favorite characters of everyone for years. But this last 2 years, they've rehabbed the image. Mick is gone. She's had to stand on her own, and she has, between all the storylines she had over the years and this recent stint, has become like a top tier, like fucking Queen Vic owner. She has become that like quintessential like landlady of the Queen Vic. Obviously, she's not quite on the level of the Pat and the Peggy, but she's gone from like fucking C tier to like a solid B/A. And like I said, Suki, a recent like success story. Ben Mitchell has become an exceptionally polarizing figure. Whitney, whenever she returns, will be a big deal because she deserves to be, if they actually figure out the fucking writing. So yeah, just to wrap around that interesting sub point during this video. I do think EastEnders has paved the generational shift. I mean, it's like referencing fucking Coronation Street. It started in the 60s. There's only like one or two characters who are there now who were there in the 60s. Like, they've already paved the way and made it through and have passed the torch.
Yeah.
I thought that was just an interesting little conversation point.
We're 11 minutes in, so I'll just quickly ramble through some of these. Oh, hold on, sorry.
Yep.
Sorry, this might sound like a moan, but try not to. Just looking at this photo makes me miss Kierat. Crying face, he was a real one. Yes, crying face. He was so lovely. Had to do that in the sweetest voice I could. Because that was by Octopus Jesus, by the
Kierat
way.
was shit. Sorry. Kierat was fucking mid as fuck. He was boring.
It's like saying
I don't mean to be that sort of shitter, but like they kind of did stuff with his character, but they also, what the fuck? He's 35.
What?
What?
The guy who plays Kierat?
What? Yeah.
Oh god.
I thought he was like 50.
Actually, yeah. To be fair, he does look very young.
I thought he was like 50.
Ash is slowly questioning his life.
What?
Ash, we sure that's not Devil?
Never knew that.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I read on. The Slaters will always be my number one. The Panasaurs have probably been the most interesting family introduced in years. The Taylors,
Not hard.
The Taylors. Trying to say that with a straight face is so funny. Making Eva Slater and connecting the two families together has been a stroke of genius by the producers, in honesty.
I mean, they're not that connected, let's be honest.
I love that Eve's a Slater. I love Stacey sometimes. I'll always have a soft spot for the Slaters. So chaotic. Love them. 2000s, the Mitchells. 2010s, the Brannans. 2020s, the Slaters.
Yep, sound.
1A,
I agree.
1A, the Slaters. 1B, the Panasaurs. I think they'll bring Ash back Eve and Suki's bed. Just walking before they say, I do. Extra points if it's at Christmas.
I don't want the wedding. I'll have the wedding at Christmas at some point, not this year.
Fucking hell, you're rushing a little bit, love. Like, I understand they're in love and they're lesbians. But you're literally bringing that lesbian couple.
They're in love and they're lesbians.
You're literally bringing that.
Why does that mean they're going to rush into it?
No, because there's a running joke in the mod chat on Louis' like thing. Where, like, you have the lesbian relationship where, like, you know, the first stage is obviously you're kissing. The second stage you immediately move in together. The third stage you rush marriage. And then the fourth stage is you immediately break up. Like, it's rushing a relationship.
That sounds scathing.
It's not really. Being honest.
No, I know, that's a joke. That's a joke.
So, like,
I do not agree.
The opinions said on Watching Walford are said by those with mindful opinions and not those with hurtful opinions. The Watch has to be my all-time fave. Den coming back from the dead. Hello, princess. Shanice and Sharon. Dennis, I assume. Sharon and Jenna.
Yeah, Sharon and Dennis Shanice.
were super memorable for me and central to the show in my early years watching the show. Still, Sharon still to me is the most important character on the show. Then having watched the show from the beginning on drama, in the last 5 or so years, the importance of Den and Angie in those early years can't be overstated. They were like the royal family of EastEnders, and Sharon still reigns as the queen of the square. The years when Sharon wasn't around, it felt lesser to me. Second, that would be the Slaters, mainly for Cat. It's overlooked now, but they rarely give Jesse Wallace any decent work to work with. But Jesse is truly the best actor in the history of EastEnders. I think your favourite man, Den, would disagree with that. Leslie Grantham. Olive Bray show up and...
Den is not the best actor. Leslie Grantham is not the best actor in EastEnders.
No. They said Jesse Wallace, and I said Leslie Grantham was going to disagree with it.
Yeah. Alright.
Because remember, he had that fucking shitty rant.
Yeah, I got it.
All the British show, and maybe even the UK period. In my opinion, I've never seen acting be as convincing and emotional to watch as the Cat Zoe storyline. And that was all Jessie. She's incredible. All Jessie, though. Zoe Slater was a part of that. She's incredible and underrated as fuck. Also, Stacey's an amazing character. I grew up with played by another amazing actress, Lacey Turner. Probably has to come second for me.
This fucking paragraph needs some formatting. Fuck me.
It's coming second for me in terms of EastEnders best actors. Not on Jessie's level for sure, but she's certainly up there. And as a whole, the family when they are all together felt so much like a real family. Had such vibes. Charlie was such a unique and lovable character. Understated and real. Such a big miss in my opinion. Charlie certainly scores driving him insane with such a heartfelt part of EastEnders in the 2000s. Big Mo's an icon. I love her. She's so funny, and again,
Big Mo is an icon. It's okay to be a Big Mo fan.
I'm just thinking of that fucking what is it? Hey, the fucking Aunt Bay Twitter thing.
It's not wrong.
She's so funny, and again feels so real. She's just like my nan. Are you sure she is your nan? Perfectly cast. The whole family was perfectly cast. Little Mo was also great. Lynn too. Second, but Linda was super underrated and deserved more. Sean, Jane. Sorry, that's how they have it with 3.
Jane.
As a family, they have had so many original characters. I've always felt super real as a family dynamic. The fact that Hollyoaks has been trying and failing to capture the same magic dynamic, just looking over at Ash, for like 15 years with their McQueen family, using pretty much the same playbook over and over. It shows how impactful the Slaters not only were on EastEnders, but in British soaps in general. It can't be replicated. The other soaps I've tried not matches dynamics the original Slaters had, and no soap actors can touch Jesse Wallace or Lacey Turner. No soap nana has ever come close to feeling as real or big as funny as Big Mo either. Off.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack there. First, They're just perfect. Kat is she's a fantastic actor, and I do agree with that. Lacey Turner, who plays Stacey, is obviously up there as well, as like the stuff she's been given is fucking tremendous. They are probably up there as like the best actors, but like it's a bit too sensationalized for me. Stuck a bit of a sore point with them saying that Hollyoaks has been trying to capture the Slaters with a McQueen family. I don't necessarily think so. I think it's I don't know. The McQueens are kind of a whole new beast in themselves, because they are kind of like the Slaters, where it's just very tight family dynamic, and there's so many fucking different ones that come out the fucking woodwork. But like the Slaters are a lot more. I mean, the Slaters are messy, but they're all kind of clean in a sense. Like, you know, the McQueens are going to jail. Like, I'd describe the McQueens are probably more like the Dingles and Emmerdale in a sense. And that's probably what a bit of the blueprint for the Slaters were. This could be complete bullshit. I could be talking out my ass. But no one actually talks about what we say about in these videos anyway, so be fine. God, how deep are we?
20 minutes.
Oh, sound. All right. But that's a pretty good one. The 2000s was definitely the decade of the Slaters for sure. The 2010s were as much as it started off being the decade of the Brannings, it ended up being the decade of the Carters. Not any of the other kids, just Mick and Linda. Just
Tina.
Mick and Linda and Shirley.
And Hot Lips.
Who?
I said Tina and Hot Lips.
Oh, Tina. I thought it said Gina. I'm like, the fuck? And Hot Lips. Lady Di, of course. I'm not going to sensationalize it too much, but yeah, the actresses who play Kat and Stacey are fantastic. I still think that there's a bit of a discrepancy. It's also just that, the actress who plays Kat kind of gets into trouble sometimes. Like, there was the fucking story that she got thrown out of a nightclub because she kicked a guy in the sack. And there was all the rumors of her getting drunk and being drunk on set.
Do you know, like, how sometimes we say art imitates life? With, like, how Den Watts, like, Leslie Grantham somehow turned out to be Den Watts. Less evil, but he somehow, like, turned into Den Watts near the end in real life.
Yeah.
With the whole... Like, Jessie Wallace is Cat Slater in real life. Does that make sense? Like, she is kind of the real life Cat Slater in a sense. She's not playing a character. She's showing up to work playing Jessie Wallace. Obviously turned up to 10. Like Alfie Moon, Shane Ritchie is just he's just playing Shane Ritchie.
He was written in as Shane Ritchie. Let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly. So I can see it in the same sense, but the problem is if you're always getting into trouble, but you bring in views, you will always overlook it. Like, I can compare it to Fatboy. Didn't he get in trouble for, like, masturbating on camera or something? Or smoking weed?
I think so. I think he did have a wank on webcam whilst smoking some weed.
So that's...
Which is his fucking business. Like, if he wants to have a wank on webcam while smoking some weed, fucking let him do it, right?
But
obviously, you're making the BBC look bad. But
yeah, what I'm saying is, like, obviously, if Fatboy does that, you can axe Fatboy. If Kat does that, just slap her on the wrist, suspend her for a week or two. So that's where you draw the line. I think that's where we end it. Again, I love that comment. I'm tired of reading it though. I'm just looking at it and it's not really structured well. So I'm just like seeing a bunch of fucking, like, a wall full of words.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna shout out the person who said this. Your name is True underscore, I think, honest hyphen bitch. True honest bitch. Thank you, True honest bitch, for giving us this lovely paragraph, and we will see you in the next one. Remember, guys, don't be a bitch, be a true honest bitch.